Hey everybody, happy Treadmill Tuesday. This is pretty early for me on a Tuesday, and that's because today is a very special Tuesday. Today, if you haven't heard already, is Giving Tuesday. Now, I'm going to ask you to please hear me out on this. I'm going to try and be concise, which is hard for me. So Giving Tuesday was actually created in 2012, and it's basically a day that encourages people to do good. Now, it's grown into this global thing that encourages and inspires hundreds of millions of people to give, collaborate, and celebrate generosity. Now, this is really important because we have a plan for today. So whether it's making someone smile, helping out a stranger, showing up for an issue or people we care about, or giving some of what we have to those who need our help, every act of generosity counts and everyone has something to give. So I am asking for your help today on Giving Tuesday. I'm also going at a much faster pace than I normally do, so I'm a little out of breath. So in this case, I'm going to show you a little something. Be careful, the big reveal. So right here, if you can read this, I know it's backwards. I think it shows up backwards on there. 2013 Boston Marathon. I do not normally wear this shirt hangs in a hanger here at Berkshire Fitness Company. I'm going to close this jacket just because I no longer wear a small. Oh, hell, I don't care. Anyway, this shirt hangs here because 2013, whether you guys know this or not, that was the year of the bombing of the Boston Marathon. I was there that year. I was very fortunate that year that I had finished. I had already crossed the finish line. I was one street away when the bombings happened. Now, so 2014 was really important for me to go back to the Boston Marathon because I had signed up to race for Spaulding Rehab, the hospital organization in Boston that helped so many of the victims in the bombing. Now, whether or not I knew this at the time, had some PTSD from being there, so 2014 was a really fragile time for me. But in 2015, I ran again for Spaulding Rehab, needed to raise money for the marathon, and my sister, Andrea, came with me that year. And it was the beginning of Sister Weekend at the Boston Marathon. Now, she had come with me previously in 2006 with my parents, and that was entirely special. But to have her there with me in 2015, it was another year of healing for me. She got to see, I again did fundraising for Spaulding Rehab because as a physical therapist, it was really important to me to give back through Spaulding because they were giving to so many individuals. But that also brought my sister and I even closer together. I was bawling my face off pretty much on and off throughout the weekend. We laughed, we cried, and I had to run a lot. So it was a very difficult time in my life, especially the year prior to that. I had signed up to raise money, and I didn't have a job. I had lost my job. It was just a difficult time in my life, but here I am 5 years later, so now we're back to the present time. And so what's happening for today? How can you help me out? And what the hell is my point, you ask? Oh, I'm so glad. I should have thought about this ahead of time. So what I decided was my sister and I have had this sister weekend together that we do in Boston. 2 years ago, I raised money for Mass General Hospital. My sister helped me. It was $10,000 that we raised, and we had a lot of help. And that was a close one. That's when the start of Treadmill Tuesday happened, because I realized if I have to raise $10,000, I better find a way to do it. And so that's when I just decided to throw caution to the wind and start talking on to be able to raise money. And I thought, even if I have to look stupid doing it, maybe people will donate, so I will continue to do that. And it worked. So what I did for this year is my sister is at a pretty delicate point in her life right now. It's a difficult time for her. Actually, today starts a brand new day her first day of a new career. So I want to raise some money for her. Why do I want to raise some money for her? Because I signed her up to run the Boston Marathon with me this year. She's a runner, but has not run more than 13 miles before, and said she doesn't need to do a marathon. And I fully believe that that would still be the case had I not prodded her and had she not experienced the magic of the Boston Marathon. So knowing you have to qualify to get there, she doesn't want to run a marathon, so she's not going to qualify. So I signed her up and I said, if I get into Boston, will you do the charity with me if I help you? She said yes. So here we are, guys. It's Giving Tuesday. And like I said, she's at a difficult time in her life. 5 years ago, I was at a difficult time in my life, and I was able to raise the money. Well, it was only, I think, $4,000 or $5,000. So now, her entry fee that she has to hit is $9,000 for her charity team. But here's the thing. She's already got some money raised. I hope I don't drop this and jam up the treadmill. That'd be awkward. She's already raised $2,711. So, oh, there it is. Almost fell off the treadmill. So while she's at her job today, her new job for this new phase in her life, I wanted to see if I could raise some money for her. So this is what she has to raise still. So that's $62.89, because I'm not so good with the math. This is what I want to try and raise for her today on Giving Tuesday. Our goal for today is $3,300, because that's going to be, she will be more than 2/3 done with her fundraising, which is incredibly stressful for her and me, because like I said, I signed her up to do it. So again, so now Robin says, so why should I give you money? What's in it for me, basically, right? Great question. What is in it for you? You guys don't know my sister, but some of you may, which if you do, great. But the gist of it is this, is that it's Giving Tuesday today. Making someone smile, helping a neighbor, a stranger. In this case, every act of generosity counts and everyone has something to give. I'm going to post the link to her CrowdRise account below, even if it's $5. If 20 people give $5, let's do the math. I can do that math. But even if it's just a little bit, I'm going to be coming on Treadmill Tuesday multiple times today, asking you to please, if you can spare $5, please add it to her page. Like I said, she's out in Colorado right now, is going to come home after a long day. Like I said, this is a difficult time in her life. Oh, her charity. Sorry. So she, when she came to visit me in 2015 for the marathon, she signed up for this group called 261 Fearless. That's the charity she's running for. And the reason I signed her up with this group is because I saw a change in her. She was happier than she had been in a long time, because she was part of this group that was really connected to running, which is something that is at the foundation of both my sister and I, and it's something that we get to do together. So more about that organization later, but I'm just asking you to please help us out. Every little bit helps, and I will take requests. If you have a request, if you want to donate some money but want to make me work for it a little bit, I am not, I have no problem with dancing for money. If you need me to make a video, if for your donation, $20 or more, I'm just kidding, but not really, I'll do whatever. So if it's a donation, if you want me to send you a Run Your Pie Off bag, if I need to wear a certain hat on video, I'm fine with that. So whatever your request for a donation, I'm happy to do it. But, it's not disrobing or nothing illegal, people. But I'll be back throughout the day. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being giving on Giving Tuesday. Again, this is the one day a year. We'll be asking again in the spring. But right now I want to try and help her holiday be a little bit less stressful by asking for donations while she's away at work today, and really try and uplift and empower her by coming home and being surprised that we filled up her charity page with donations. So thank you guys, and I'll be back later on in the afternoon. Bye.